Hey guys, so another fear or concern when purchasing or selling a property, and this one has to do with when you're doing both, when you're selling and buying a property, how do you time things and what's the best way to approach that? I believe the best way to approach that is to deal with your current home first. Sell that for as much money as possible. Try and negotiate a longer closing, maybe a 3-month closing period, which will give you enough time to go find the next place to buy. That way, no money's really left on the table. Sometimes when you write an offer on a property subject to the sale of your current home, some sellers don't really like that condition, so they might be a little bit harder to negotiate with. And if for some reason your property isn't selling right away and you're kind of getting to the end of the time frame that you have to sell that property, and you do get an offer that isn't all that exciting, you might be willing to sell your property for less in order to buy the next one. The one that you already have the offer on. So that's where sometimes money can be left on the table. It's not necessarily a bad way to do it. I mean, especially if the numbers work, and especially if the property that you offered on, subject to the sale of your current one, like if you're in love with that property and it works for you phenomenally, then it's okay at the end of the day if everything works out that way. I just think, just to keep things a little bit more streamlined, sell the first one and then move on to the next one. The fear with that is, what if you sell your property and then 3 months down the road you still haven't found one to buy? And that can also be a pretty big concern. So you might have to look into a furnished rental or some kind of a short-term rental or that sort of thing. So definitely a lot of moving parts when you do that, and it's really going to depend on what's going on in the market and that sort of thing. So definitely make sure that you've got a great advisor that you're working with that can play out all the scenarios, and then it'll be up for you to decide which route's best for you and which route is likely to have the least amount of stress and that sort of thing. If you have any questions about that, or if you want to talk, if you want to talk about that further or pick my brain a little bit, by all means, feel free to get in touch. Cheers.